In about 5 months, one of the most important pieces of Canadian real estate policy is set to expire. The federal foreign buyer ban ends January 1st, 2027. And most Canadians have no idea it's coming, no idea what's about to be decided, and no idea what's at stake for them personally. I'm going to tell you what I think should happen with it, and I'll warn you up front. This is just my opinion. I'm a Calgary realtor. I work with Canadian buyers, and I have a very clear position on this. If that's not the video for you, no hard feelings. But if you want to hear a working realtor say what a lot of other realtors are too polite to say, stay with me. Really quickly, if you want more videos like this, real opinion pieces on Canadian housing policy, monthly Calgary market breakdowns, hit subscribe, and drop your take in the comments. Do you think the ban should stay, get lifted, or get replaced with something else? I want to hear it. I'll be in there responding. Okay, onward. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, let's quickly go over the background of this. In January 2023, the federal government brought in what's officially called the Prohibition on the Purchase of Residential Property by Non-Canadians Act. Basically, non-Canadians can't buy residential property in Canada's major cities. Originally 2 years, in 2024, they extended it to January 1st, 2027. There are some exceptions. International students, work permit holders, refugees, all with conditions, and rural areas are exempt. But for the big metros like Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, Montreal, Ottawa, if you're not Canadian, you can't buy here right now. Is this going to be extended? Nobody's told us. The government hasn't announced their position. And that silence is where the problem starts. Here's my actual take. I know some people won't like this. The ban needs to fully stay. It cannot be lifted. Let me tell you why. The average age of a first time homebuyer in Canada is still way too high. It has climbed over the last 20 years and has not come down. Young Canadians are being locked out of ownership longer and longer, and every year it continues to get worse. Housing has stopped being a place to live for a huge segment of this country and started being an investment vehicle for people with capital. Now, some people will say, Joel, the market's already cooled. Some cities are down. Certain property types have dropped in price. So the crisis is over, right? Wrong. No, it's not. Calgary's detached is averaging over $750,000. Vancouver's detached benchmark price is well over $1 million and has been for years. Toronto, same thing. The idea that because condo prices in some markets have adjusted, we've solved affordability. That's not real. That's bullshit. That's not how the average Canadian family experiences this market. Non-Canadian buyers competing for the same limited housing stock. The honest answer from the other side is this, because it brings capital in, and capital funds construction. I hear that argument. I don't fully buy it, but I hear it. And even if that's partially true, the solution isn't to make it easier for foreign capital to buy the housing Canadians already need. The solution is to fund construction directly, incentivize builders, cut red tape on approvals. There are better tools. So my position is this. Keep the ban, extend it, make it permanent for a while, not let them know that there's going to be an end date in sight. Honestly, this current form still needs to happen to try to improve the affordability issue that many Canadians face. All right, I have to be realistic. There's a real chance the government does let this ban expire, especially if the developer lobby gets loud enough. Because we all know at the end of the day, they're listening to those people and not the everyday Canadian. If that happens, here's what I think the compromise should look like. And I want it to be clear. This isn't a wish list, this is a floor. Rule 1. No resale. If you're not a Canadian, you should not be allowed to buy existing housing stock. Period. The whole point of foreign investment, if we're going to allow it at all, is to add supply. Buying a resale home doesn't add anything. It just puts a non Canadian buyer in competition with a Canadian family for the same house. That has to be completely off the table. Rule 2, pre-sale construction only. If you want to invest as a non-Canadian, fine. Invest in something that gets built because of your investment. Pre-sale condos, new construction, projects that break ground because of your capital. That way, at least the money is actually going into creating something. It's actually adding to the supply. Rule 3, vacant land has to be developed. If you buy raw land as a non-Canadian, you have, let's say, 12 to 16 months to break ground on something. If you don't develop it in that window, it has to go back to Canadian ownership. No more sitting on empty land for years, watching the value climb while nothing gets built. You are not helping the problem, you are creating more issues. That can't happen anymore. That's the deal. No resale, pre construction only, vacant land must be developed. If we're going to open the door at all, that's how I think it needs to happen. Now, I know the counter argument that's coming. It's going to come from the development industry. It's going to be loud. It's going to be about jobs, about pre-sale collapsing, about construction slowing down, and how they need foreign buyers to move the inventory they've already built. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of sympathy there. Development is an investment. An investment carries risk. That's the whole point of the word investment. The developers who overbuilt condo towers on the assumption that foreign capital could flow in forever, they made a bet. That bet is not paying off right now. That's business. Canadians have been on the wrong end of this housing market for a very long time. And it was terrible for us. When prices were climbing 20% year over year or month over month in some cities, when young families gave up on ever owning, when everybody was screaming for help, who bailed us out? Did we get money from the government? Did somebody help us purchase homes? No, the developers kept building. They kept making money, and not a single person batted an eye. So now the market shifts, and now it's the developers who need help. I hear it, but I don't feel it. Not the way I felt watching Canadians get priced out of their own cities for a decade. And here's the thing, I'll contradict myself a little. Not every developer is the villain of this story. Small and mid-sized builders who took real risk to build actual housing supply, I have a lot of respect for. And some of them will get hurt by keeping the ban in place. And I think that's real. But the policy should be built around 40 million Canadians who need housing, not the developers who overextended themselves. So here's what to actually do with this. Between now and the end of 2026, you're probably going to hear a lot of noise or nothing about this ban. I don't know. We haven't heard anything yet. A lot of it is from people with a direct financial interest in seeing it expire. Pay attention to who's making which argument and what they stand to gain. If you care about this, contact your MP, not tomorrow, this week. That's how these decisions actually get influence. Politicians count the letters. Silence gets read as consent. And if you're a Canadian on the fence about buying, first time buyer, moving up, whatever, the next 6 months matters a lot because there's a real chance the landscape shifts in a way that makes it harder, not easier to buy in 2027. This is the one where paying attention actually matters. Silence hasn't served Canadians well on housing for a long time. If you agree with any of this or completely disagree, let me know in the comments. I want to know what real Canadians are saying about this real conversation, and we need to be having it rather publicly. If you want more videos like this on the Canadian housing policy and monthly Calgary market breakdowns, hit subscribe, new videos out weekly. Like I said, I'm Joel Borsos with First Call Realty Services. Thanks for watching.